Hello, all the wonderful souls out there. This is Alexandra speaking. I hope you are well. Today I'm going to make a hero's journey spread. The concept by Xiaorong, I think. I know this concept through Magdalena, Wolf of Coins. Thank you very much, Magdalena, for sharing this with all your viewers. I absolutely love this spread. I know Magdalena knows it from Mnomqua blog, and there I can see that the copyright belongs to Xiaorong. So this is the original author of this spread. I use it also for individual work, but this autumn, I want to make 4 spreads for 4 elements. We are all the mixture of elements, so I think many of you will find traces and pieces of your journey in all the spreads, all the elements. But of course you can choose one that suits you best. These stories are really, really interesting, so I hope you're gonna enjoy. So there's gonna be 4 spreads, one for air. I will start with air because we are in Libra season. Then I will commence with water, then fire, and finally earth. This is a limited time spread, I think, although I believe that whenever you watch the spread, it's good for you if it resonates. But generally I wanted it to be for next few months, let's say 3 months. Let's say it's for autumn and perhaps also midwinter season. But not longer, definitely not longer. And not shorter. I don't think it's a short time reading. I think it's for a few months. All right. So choose your element or choose all elements you want, and let's begin. Hello, wonderful person. This is a hero's journey reading for the fire element. There are already 2 other elements present on the channel, air and water. Now comes the time for fire. And in a few days I'm gonna post another film for earth. So whatever your association is, whatever the feeling that you have right now, which element do you want to connect to, you can choose. You can watch all of them because every one is very, very different. Let us begin. The first card is going to show us who is the hero here. How do we start the journey? Who we are at the beginning of the journey. Let us see. Who are you at the beginning of the journey? Who are you at the beginning of the journey of the fire element? The second card is your purpose. What is the purpose of the journey? The conscious purpose of the journey. Why do you choose to go? Why do you choose to go? I'm using Apokalypsis tarot deck for this part of the reading. Then for darker elements I use Santa Muerte tarot, which is one of the most beautiful decks I have, I think. And the third card is going to tell us what is the refusal of the journey, why you do not want to follow what you desire. What is your maybe excuse? What is the obstacle you create for yourself on the journey? The refusal of the call. Now, who is your guide? Let us see. This is the beautiful Angels and Ancestors deck. Full of wonderful personas, wonderful archetypes. That's why it works so well in this. Who is the guide who will guide you on your journey? That's this card. The fifth position, we go back to Santa Muerte, is the Road of Trials. What are the lessons you need to learn? What do you have to go through when you are on your journey? What do you have to go through? What is the road of trials here on the journey of fire? The next one is called the dragon. What is the greatest obstacle on the way? What's the biggest enemy? What's the greatest thing you need to go through on your way? A mighty opponent. The seventh position is going to tell us what do we need to leave behind on that journey. And this card is called Death. This position is called Death. So what needs to die along the journey? What do we have to leave behind as we follow the path of fire? So this is the end of the darker part of the reading. Now we come back to more normal state, perhaps even bright. The eighth position, it's going to show us what do we learn along the way? What is the power or knowledge or both that we acquire along the way? What's the power and knowledge that we get along the way as we follow the path of fire on the hero's journey? Okay. Next card is the Boon. So what do we bring back with us that can be shared with others? What do we bring back with us that is collective good of some kind? It serves the collective, the community, family perhaps, or people that are important to us. We can share this thing that we bring with us. And finally, who do you come back as? So who are you at the end of the journey? Who are you when you are back home after the journey? The hero returned. Who is she? Who is he? Hero returned. Yeah, that's it. We have all the cards on the table. So let us begin the reading itself. Okay, I want to center the cards. Perhaps put it more like that. All right, now the camera is adjusted. So, how do we start? Oh, the mighty Prince of Swords, which is, I would say, the fiery part of air. Because he is very, very potent, sometimes even aggressive, in the move, perhaps combustive as air and fire mixed together. So you start as an explorer, definitely. The prince is the one who isn't the master of element yet. He is on the journey to acquire new knowledge. Although he may be very sure of himself, no matter what the real state of affairs is, he may think or feel that he knows everything, that he's invincible. That's how you might feel. You might have your goal in front of you, and you can be very fixed upon that goal, ready to fight, ready to really smash everything on the way, that is standing in your way, not really caring about what's going to happen with all those things and people that divide you from your goal. It is a dangerous energy, always. I kind of feel it like that. It can be very brave and swift and doing really good things, but it really depends on how you use this energy. I would be very careful, because this is sometimes a kind of crusader who is really so fixed on the goal that he cannot really understand the repercussions or the results of his deeds. He may not even see the damage he's doing. But on the other hand, it's, as I said, a flying energy, flying towards your goal, brave, unstoppable almost. All right? So that's how you start the journey. Let us see what is the conscious purpose of this endeavor. 10 of Cups. So in a chase of everlasting happiness and fulfillment. It can be about family. As you can see, there is this wonderful image of a happy family, a newborn, an older child also happy with olive branch, which is the symbol of peace. Another newborn here, and the fire. This is the baptism of fire, perhaps. But this card, 10 of Cups, always comes with understanding that to acquire the 10th cup, to acquire all this, the fullness of this, you need to go through every step on the way. Not only being in love, not only being in partnership, not only being in friendship, but also all these feelings of loss and disappointment, which are represented by 4th and 5th cup, perhaps being in despair, being very sad, being lost in all opportunities, not really knowing what you want, going away from things that don't serve you anymore. That is sometimes a very difficult task. So there's completion here, definitely. But I feel what you need to realize on the way is that it's not going to last forever, as nothing lasts forever. Also this blissful state, or blessed state maybe, rather, blessed state of being fulfilled emotionally. It's always a cycle. There's always new beginning after the end, because 10 represents the end of cycle. So there will be another cycle, and we go on the spiral upwards and upwards and upwards, but still some lessons may be repeated, some themes may reoccur and may be rearranged by you, because you already know many things, many more things. But yeah, this is the goal. Happiness with others, not by yourself, not alone. This is important, that you need to have this family or community around you. That's your goal. Okay, so that's the quest, the conscious purpose. Now, refusal of the call, the reason why you're afraid to seek what you desire. Why are you afraid? Because of 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Because, I think it's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. In 9 of Pentacles, you are safe, self-secured, self-efficient, self by yourself. So you're alone in 9 of Pentacles. That is one of the most important issues with this card. And there's nothing wrong in being self-sufficient and being happy with yourself and being proud of yourself and being self-assured. Nothing wrong with that. But part of you may talk to yourself, well, this is enough. Look at me. I'm happy here. I am surrounded by all good and beautiful things that I acquired along the way. And now you ask me to leave it? Why would I? This is the culmination of material energy. Why would I leave it? For what? For the ephemeral happiness with others that may be taken from me without my consent? Why would I do that? I'm safe here. What you probably don't see is that you're also trapped by this. And this card depicts it beautifully. He's kind of really imprisoned by all those stony skulls. And he's been there for so long that they are covered with plants. And he may not reach what's further, what's beyond the reach of the hand. And there are many things beyond the reach of the hand in this situation, including your quest, including 10 of Cups. You need to move, and you can move, definitely. As Prince of Swords, you even have a wonderful vehicle to move and to really pursue the goal that you have. But this is a self-handicap, as people say. Perhaps the way you think about your wealth probably stands in the way. You may feel that there is something to lose here in a material realm. Perhaps if you leave your garden and stop tending to it, it will grow wild and won't be so neat as it is now. That may be an issue for you. So that's the refusal of the call. Okay, who is your guide? Who will guide you? Or what will guide you on your journey? Oh, the bee. Oh, it's so beautiful. So we have flying creatures here. What is funny, we don't have fire yet, but summer is, I think, about fire very much. Bask in joy and light. Let me read it for you. This card doesn't appear very often, but I love it so much. I love summer. The message goes like this. Rise up, open your wings and shine. Bring your projects and plans out into the light, into manifestation. So your guide will teach you how to make this garden visible to others, I feel. How to invite people into your garden in order to create something more common. Something for others, not only for yourself. Manifestation, bringing things to light. This is the perfect opportunity for you to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Light has come to banish the darkness. Clarity is arriving too, allowing you to know exactly where you are and how you can move forward. Angels and ancestors, guides, are encouraging you to enjoy this moment and not to rush forward, because this is a time for pleasure, enjoyment, and expansion. There is a great chance that you have extra energy, creativity, and inspiration at this time. Notice what is coming to you, as it is inspiration directly from the divine. Okay? So, great guide for you, asking you to show your things and to share them. Show them to the light. Now, the road of trials, the lesson for you to learn, or lessons, what do you need to go through? Well, 2 of Cups. That's interesting. What about fire? Where's the fire here? It's all about love. Well, love is fire, after all. So, that's interesting that this partnership or love is a road of trials to you. So, but Something similar has appeared in Air Lesson, Air Element, the hero's journey of Air Element. There was also an obstacle connected with others or the other, another person that is important in your life. The question is, what do you need to learn about love? What do you need to learn about companionship, friendship, or partnership of all kind? But I feel especially about the loving side of all partnerships. We don't have to include love in our partnerships, but this time I feel it is very much about that. What do we bring in when we meet with another? There is this theme pervading through the reading. Me versus we. How do you play it out? There's something very difficult here, the lesson of love, the lesson of partnership that is awaiting you. You need to go through this. Perhaps it is about intimacy. Look how close those people are. Look how she enters her hand into his chest, touching his heart directly. How difficult is that, to let other do that? How vulnerable we are in this situation, and how defensive we may be about this kind of intimacy. Okay, that's interesting. I'm very curious how it plays out. The dragon, your greatest obstacle to overcome. Who's the dragon? Oh, 8 of Wands finally. And it looks like a dragon, definitely. It's interesting. 8 of Wands is about movement. It's about the goal itself, I also feel. It's about pulling and pushing all your resources and all your energy into one direction. Look how aligned those wands are. They are all pushing in the same direction. So how to direct your efforts, and also the direction of your efforts, may be the greatest obstacle to overcome. How to push through if you probably don't know which way to go. There's this feeling of duality here that brings some kind of mess, I think, when another person appears in the equation, and now you perhaps don't know what is the right direction to push my efforts. I'm not sure anymore. I was sure here, but the road of fire asked me to leave that behind and told me that this is some kind of misconception, some kind of illusion that I have, the refusal I give to myself. So now what is the direction? What is the timing of it? You may not feel very sure of yourself in terms of space and time that the action is needed. It may also be about how to push through things. How much should I insist on whatever I'm doing? How much energy do I have, and how long do I have to wait for the results? Because 8 of Wands is sometimes about things we wait for to click. How will my efforts translate into later results? This is the question you ask yourself, and this is the greatest obstacle to overcome. How to direct my actions. What is the direction, and what is the time to pull the string, or to throw a stone, or to release the arrow. Okay? Let's follow the death position. What do you have to leave behind? What needs to be left? It's very funny. It appears in this position so often. So often. 7 of Cups. It's the second time. Well, it's not very often, but it's a half, right? So, illusions. That's the shortest explanation I have. Your illusions need to be left behind. Also, the sheer quantity of roads to choose, of things to choose from, people to choose from, choices that need to be made. You need to decrease the number of options that you have. And the best way to do that is to pinpoint illusions, to pinpoint what is really within my reach as I am flying now towards my goal. It's interesting that I was talking about reaching things from this position. Sometimes when we are in a privileged position or we feel very well and we see things on a filament, they may be very far away, but we think, oh, when I only reach my hand, I'm gonna grab it, and I'm gonna grab them all. Why not? I can do it. Look how much I have. But the truth is that first of all you need to move, and second of all you only have 2 hands, and you cannot grab them all. You cannot get them all. Some of them are not even real, but you still don't know that because you've never touched them. The fact that you see something doesn't mean it really exists. The fact that you see something doesn't mean you really need this in your life. So that's the death of belief that I need them all, I can have them all. In a way, you are asked to limit yourself this way or another. Perhaps it's about partners in your life. It may be to limit yourself to one. Maybe. But which one, you may ask? Yeah, that's a difficult question. Which one? The best way to know is try by yourself. But in order to try, you need to really get yourself to it and really be in it and touch it and see for yourself and feel for yourself whether it's for you or not. Okay? New knowledge. What new wisdom and power you will obtain on your journey? Oh, that's deep. Deep, deep. It's the knowledge of initiation in this deck. The Hangman. This is a rite of passage of some kind. You are brought to a boundary of your experience. This is definitely coming. I hate the saying, but coming out of your comfort zone, whatever it is. In order to grow, in order to become a new man, a new woman, a new being, in order to see more, you need to transcend yourself, your present self. This is seeing from a new perspective, seeing things from a new perspective. It is also connected with sacrifice of some kind. Here you sacrifice your physical well-being. Here on this picture, he sacrifices his physical well-being. He's hanged by his skin. It's very painful. And he needs to release himself by pulling so hard that those ties are cut. Painful as hell. Okay? But this is the way he becomes a man. There's no other way. That's why I say rite of passage. So you may come up stronger than you were, and you may come up with the knowledge of the worth of sacrifice and the worth of changed perspective. Also, the knowledge that sometimes being passive is all you need to push through. Here, what helps him is gravity. It's quite enough to, well, I don't know. I've never been through this right? But probably if he pulls his legs up, and he really hangs with all the weight of his body on those sticks, that's when it probably damages the skin and he is let loose. But the act of will is here, knowing it's going to be painful, but still the will is stronger. So there is something about strong will here, about choosing what's right without fear of pain, or with the fear of pain, but still choosing what's right. Choosing probably, or perhaps, but by not doing anything, by restraining from action, by observing things rather than acting. It goes with great contrast with Prince of Swords that you begin as. Deep Plutonian and Neptunian knowledge, very intuitive, dreamlike even. What is the boon? What you will take back with you to share with others? Five of Cups. Oh, the power of sorrow. The power of crying. Despair. Knowing that some things are inevitable and irreversible. You cannot reverse the time if something is spilt. But again, the power to choose. What do I want to focus on? On these things that are spilt? Or maybe on these things that are still full for me? It is a difficult boon, and you may be put in a situation where no one or almost no one will want to share it with you. You may ask people to see the deep wisdom behind this new knowledge, and you may be faced with negation and saying, no, I'm not interested. But still, this is something you bring back with you. And those that live their lives to the fullest, not discerning things that are not pleasant only because they are not pleasant, they will understand. And they will share it with you. Okay? Very mystical. It's funny how it starts so brightly. And then it goes deep, deep, deep. And becomes more like a shadow work here. Where's the fire? Who do you come back as from the journey? Who are you? The hero returned. Oh, the arrow. The arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. Let us see. So there is something about being vulnerable during this journey, definitely. You may be tested very much. Surround yourself with protective energy, with positive people and experiences and environment that make you feel safe. Call on your angels, guides, and ancestors to bring you protection. If you are in a situation where you feel that not everything is as clear as it seems, trust your intuition. There are energies in your current situation that aren't fully aligned with your intentions and goals, or with kindness. Follow your intuition about whom to trust and what to trust. If you can take time to retreat or to step out of this situation to assess what is going to be beneficial for you, do so. In any event, this is a time to call on the energy of protection and to place yourself in a space that feels safe. So there is a need to protect here. You come aware of this, and this may be the greatest lesson here. That there is this world as it is the place where we sometimes need to protect ourselves, and this is the way we can show the world our love for ourselves. Many people don't understand that. They don't see it as an act of respect towards ourselves. But you will. You will understand it. And it may make all your environment a safer place and thus a more healthy place for you. So if I want to summarize this, I would say that you are very, very sure of yourself and eager to act upon this happiness, everlasting happiness on the beginning. And the journey is rather about understanding that this may not be the best way to acquire this. That there may not be one sure solution to the question of happiness. That perhaps the road you've taken is not to be fulfilled, and you need to retreat, you need to go back and start anew and lose something in order to gain more in the future. But now it's time to heal the previous situation that was somehow attractive but shallow. Now you are in the deep. Now you may start building that again on a safe ground. That's the message from fire. That's the hero journey with the element of fire. Take everything that resonates and leave the rest. May it serve you for your highest good. Thank you very much for your time and attention. And I hope I see you in the reading for Earth element, the last one. Until then, bye-bye.